Today is the 15th of Av, Tu B'Av, which is basically the happiest day of the year. It's happier than the afternoon of Yom Kippur. And it shares with Yom Kippur that they're the Kedushin, the betrothal, and the marriage day, the Nisuin of the Jewish people. I woke up this morning before dawn, and in that state between sleeping and waking, I had a vision of my brother walking to me at the tennis courts here in the field, bodily, young, tall, handsome, beautiful. And it was my brother. Remember yesterday telling you about the fly energy with my father. Remember the father energy, father, is Av. And yesterday I gave a few words about that I thought that Menachem Av starts on the 15th of Av, which for me it would here now. But in retrospect and thought last night, and in remember reading about it, people say it starts like the day after the 9th of Av. So I couldn't figure out why. And then I did figure it out, and let me just say that, because the day after the 9th of Av is the 10th of Av. And the 10th of Av, still part of it, the temple was still burning. But we consider Menachem Av from the 10th of Av. And if that's the case, then there are 21 days left in Av. 3 weeks till the 30th, through the 30th of Av. This 30th of Av, these 3 weeks, would parallel the 3 weeks that we had from the 17th of Tammuz to the 9th of Av, the 3 weeks of terrible. And now all of a sudden we have Menachem Av. It turns in everything in Judaism, there's two-ness. Av is the perfect example. We have 9 days of two-ness, and then the 10th day, which would therefore correspond in a certain sense to the 10th of Tishri. And that's why the 10th of Tishri has a relationship to the 15th of Av, because we wait for the full moon for these maidens in the field to choose their mate. And in this sense, my brother chooses the mate of my mother. This spiraling energy I saw of my brother in the field today parallels the energy of Av, my father, of the story of the fly yesterday, and being a symbol that my father's energy is here. And then I did a gematria last night, by the way, of Menachem is 138, and that corresponds to the 138 Betzals of wisdom of Luzzatto or somebody. The Ramchal. And the word Helek is also 138. And that's 138 as Menachem, but then I spelt out Av, Aleph Bet, because they make a big deal about Av being the Aleph Bet. It's 111, and Bet, that's Aleph 111, and Bet 412. That comes out to be 661, which is Shoshana. And is another propitious symbol of mine. $661 is the big number for me in Judaism. And so this is why that opened me up last night. And my symbol opened me up last night. And the power of the Aleph Bet in the month of Av. And then the 15th of these letters is Yud Hey, and that's the number that comes to today. The 10th is the Yud. That's when Menachem Av starts. But the 15th is the Yud Hey. We've added 5. So from 10, which is the first, we add 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 5. These are, by the way, the same as the 5 days between Yom HaKippurim and Sukkot. Complete parallel. So in a certain sense, well, I just thought of this actually as I'm doing this, and I'm getting chills. Really getting chills because it's cold in here, but so it's a union. That's why it's the 10th day is Menachem, and the comforting, and then the 15th day is when the feminine is added, the Hey, and that's the daughters in the field. The 15th, and it's the happiest day of the year because the destruction took place on the 9th of Av. And the daughters in the field come and choose their mate on the 15th of Av. These are all propitious days. There are 3 weeks from the 10th to the 30th of Av, which parallel the 3 weeks of the 17th of Tammuz to the 9th of Av. My brother wanted to be reunited with his mother, and that's what we have here today, showing me the energy that he is. And today is actually the Nesuin. Today is actually the proof. It's the culmination of the appearance of the Mashiach. And how do we get this level? We're told that the tribe of Benjamin comes back into the fold on the 15th of Av. And what is Benjamin? Benjamin means son of the left hand. That's not the right hand. Benjamin, son of the right hand, which is the left hand. See? Which I associate with women. The left hand. The right hand is man, and the left hand is women. And then the 15th, and then the women go out in the field and they kind of like choose the man. It's women. And it's the 15th, the full moon, it's a woman's mating day. And how do we attain this? Because it's Benjamin, this is how do we attain this equality and actually superiority, the crowning of the woman over the man. How do we attain this? And that's what part of my program is. In a society that doesn't accept women that way, we have to learn to be bimanual and write with our left hand and eat with our left hand, stir coffee with the left hand, utilize the left hand equally to the right. Plato in Laws said that it's a cultural fetish that we're not ambidextrous in this world. And this is part of what I'm saying. How to attain the coming of Mashiach. Is it women have to be equal in the society? The crowning of the man in the society even is more than equal. And how to attain that is to be bimanual, ambidextrous, so to speak. So it's up to us to learn how to use the left hand, the Benjamin, son of the right. That's the left. So it's not surprising that the tribe of Benjamin is accepted back into the fold, and that there are intermarriages between the tribes. It has to do with the feminine. And there are no specific laws, for Tu B'Av. These are all mystical minhags and things. Higher than the laws. Number one, because the laws are like men. Women don't need laws. So these are some of the things here that are being revealed to me, especially on this miraculous day of the coming of the Mashiach, not the rebirth. The rebirth of the Mashiach occurs. The birth of the Mashiach occurs on the 9th of Av, but this is the redemption time, 15th of Av, the appearance of the resurrection of the dead. I saw my brother in the field, my field, where I play against the walls, the third walls, the third temple. Resurrected body, the spiraling energy. It's almost like we have today in You know, those 3D things or whatever they're called, I forget. It's so real. It's a spiraling energy that's real. It's maybe no different than what we are now. Some sort of spiraling energy in the physical world. The thing is that the body had this spiraling energy in it. Circles like my father, my Av, used to do with all his energies, with all his physical exercises. Spiraling energies. The final analysis, isn't that what you're seeing now? Some energy, you're not seeing a real person. Well, that's what I saw in the field. So sweet. What a mystical experience all this is. The heat of summer being over. This parallels in the 15th of Av to the holiday of the 15th of August, how they celebrate it in Europe, like the summer ends. They all start going home. You know. Sense of calmness, of Menachem, of peace, of this stress, because we're in a level here of the suet of marriage, of culminating intercourse, of Yud and Hey. I saw something last night of the Da'as. Actually, it's in that one. Oh, that's good. It's in the 138 Betzals of Wisdom. I think it was number 124, where Abba and Ima, Chochma and Bina, are like complete in themselves. And then Da'as, which is what I've been talking about. Da'as parallels Zir Anpin. Zir Anpin to me is the Ruach and the Yetzirah world. And Da'as comes down into the Yetzirah world. Chokmah and Bina stay up where they are. They're pillars, they're the foundation for the sun, actually. S-O-N of Da'as, to permeate the Zir Anpin. And Zir Anpin has 6, you see, 6, which parallels the Bereshit. It also parallels the 2 shins on the tefillin head. And these parallel the days of 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 6 of Av, because the goes into Da'as. Da'as is the sexual union of father and mother, which produce son, and that spreads down into the 6 of Zir Anpin. So Das, in a way, is Zir Anpin. That's what comes down, I think, in the Zohar. And so these are six parallels. And what I was doing about the da'as in the neck, see, that spreads down into the body. And it goes to yesod. And then yesod had its lock. The lock of yesod is the pelvis up when you're standing. Down when you're sitting, but what I call up. So the back of the pelvis goes down, the lutz bone. When you're standing and running, the lutz bone tucks in behind, and that's the pelvic lock, the yesod lock that parallels the das lock of the other day. The das lock sends das down into the body. And then the pelvic lock, the yesod lock, tucks in on that lutz bone of the buttocks. And then actually, the way to walk, I think it's Feldenkrais, I don't know, no, it's Alexander technique or something. From the crown of the head, kind of goes up. So after the das lock and the yesod lock, if you're going to move, you move from the yarmulke position, the dalit position of the tefillin, and the yarmulke position kind of like moves up a little bit. So the head just tilts a little bit up from here, not from here, from the crown of the head and the back, slightly up, just slightly. And this is the Steve Scott running that I have, Stephen and Scott. And I saw Scott today in the field. My brother, Shimon, in the field. And so, all this is on the 15th of Av, and this is my contribution to the 15th of Av. My energy level of perception. Because it's only a true Nazir and person who has controlled the Yesod area can perceive this kind of level on the 15th of Av, which is the sexiest day of the year.